Hales Hall went still today. Not the normal Thursday hum, not the casual walk-through chatter still. That kind of quiet only means one thing. Somebody just slid a folder across a table that could change how Sundays feel in Chicago. If you blink, you'll miss the moment our red zone identity, third down comfort, and locker room hierarchy all tilt at once. This is timely, this is targeted, and it hits the exact pressure points we've been debating for weeks. Here's what you're about to get. Straight up and no fluff, why the staff is redrawing the middle of the field right now. What the offense needs from the tight end spot to help the quarterback breathe. How the calendar and the cap collide. What a realistic return looks like if the phone actually rings. And the ripple effects for the huddle, the run game. And the way defenses treat us pre-snap. We're talking football, timing, and leverage no soap opera, just ball. Before we go, quick word to the family smash like hit subscribe. And drop your take below so more Bears fans who actually love this sport find the channel. You're watching Bears News Fan Report, where we talk like people who watch the tape and still feel the heartbeat of Soldier Field. In our chests, let's build from the field forward. This offense is designed to live on schedule and then punish. First down efficiency, then a third down dagger. For that to work, your tight end can't be a coin flip. He has to be the human answer, key win leverage now, settle clean in zones, and finish through contact for the extra yard that resets the chains. On top of that, he has to block with pride, not as an accessory, but as a real edge in the run game. If any of that is shaky, your quarterback's world gets noisy, hitches, double clutches, and throws to hope instead of throws to trust. Now look at the young gun in the room. He's long, he's sudden out of breaks, and the hands are quiet. On option routes, he doesn't float. He sticks, shows numbers, and gives the QB a target that screams, throw it now. After the catch, he's not a dancer. He's north-south, falling forward, stealing hidden yards. The staff has been careful smartly so bringing him along week by week. But every snap shows the same thing. Spacing looks cleaner when he's on the field. The middle opens, the seams widen, and the check down becomes a weapon instead of a sigh. Here's the veteran reality, said with respect. Usage has been there. Impact, not enough. The issues are not every play, there are real pros on the reel, but the misses land heavy, adrift on a stick route that invites a defender back into the window. A drop that turns a manageable second down into a long third. A block that loses torque just as the edge needs sealing. You can survive that in September. You can't let it define you in December. Add the business layer. You cannot keep paying TE1 money for Tay2 certainty. Not if you're building around a young quarterback and trying to keep flexibility alive at premium positions. Smart front offices trade maybe for picks while the market is warm. The trade window isn't a rumor machine. It's value season. You decide who you are, and you align dollars with roles. Culture matters here too. This locker room respects straight talk and work. If a change is coming, it's not because anyone quit on anyone. It's because the staff is married to production over projection. Veterans can live with that. Rookies need that. And the quarterback? He needs clarity. The trust tree has to be tight. Who wins the leverage? Who shows up where the read expects? Who finishes the play? That consistency is oxygen for a young QB. Then there's the league context. There are coordinators right now begging for a steady veteran tight end who knows how to run routes into space, who understands picture changes post-snap, who can be a QB's friend on day one. That makes calls come in. If you answer, you want the package to reflect real value, a mid-round pick that grows with snaps or production, not a garage sale sticker. Timeline matters. You do it with enough runway to reinstall. Not the night before kickoff. All right, dash cards on the table. Chicago. Here's the headline you came for. And we're saying it plain so there's no confusion. Cole Kmet out of the Bears. That's the shift on the board. The organization preparing to move on if the value aligns. Football reasons first. The offense wants a different kind of gravity in the middle. More suddenness at the break point. more threat up the seam, more consistency at the catch point, and a nastier finish as a blocker. With the rookie ramping and the quarterback's growth curve demanding a tighter timing window, the staff is signaling that the room's pecking order can't be sentimental. It has to be surgical. So what changes on the grass the second you make that call? Your base identity gets sharper. On first down, you marry play action to a tight end who snaps off his in-breakers like he means it. Safeties hold a step, and that's a gift to your boundary receivers on the glance and the dig. On second and medium, you lean into choice routes where the QB and Tay see the same leverage and arrive at the same answer without drama. Third and manageable becomes less about hero ball and more about trust. Stick, pivot, shallow catch, turn, finish, run game. It gets more intentional. With the rookie, you help with angles, motion him into crack looks, and you dig out nickel defenders who want no part of contact. You use sift action to mess with flow. You pull him across the formation to influence linebackers. And you build toss and counter with his willingness to set an edge as a real blocker, not a fake wall. The point isn't to pretend he's an extra tackle. It's to force defenses to be honest so your backs see light. Red zone is where fans feel the difference. You isolate him on a safety who's a tick late. You box out on the back line. You run stick nod when corner starts sitting. Because of his frame and balance, you throw it a foot higher and a beat earlier. And you trust he'll make your quarterback right. That's how you turn field goals into touchdowns without calling trick plays that look cool on Tuesday and flat on Sunday. Let's talk return, because you always trade the specific for the abstract. A realistic deal lands in the day 2 range with a conditional sweetener that escalates if the acquiring team actually features him. It's fair to the player and fair to the club. And it's smart to the cap. Dead money manage, flexibility gain, role clarity purchase for your quarterback. The move is not about punishing a vet. It's about tightening the build around the guy who touches the ball every snap. What about the room? Leadership isn't an age badge. It's a behavior. If you transition, you need voices who demand details. Splits, stems, depth, eyes. The rookie has to absorb that responsibility quickly. He'll make a mistake. He'll hear about it. He'll correct it. That's how a room stays a room. Standards and honesty. Not favorites. There's an understandable counter. Keep both, lean into 12 personnel. And bully teams as the weather turns. Tempting. But snaps are a finite resource, and development needs oxygen. If the young tight end is your future, he can't be your maybe now and then. He needs real volume in real situations. The quarterback needs that chemistry to be a habit, not a hope. Zoom out to the schedule lens without getting cute about specific dates. The stretch we're walking into is all about third downs, 2-minute, and closing halves. Clean answers in the middle make your QB faster, your play caller braver, and your receivers more efficient. DCS hate when a QB can hit the tight end on time because it forces them to pick a poison they don't want to pick. They spin late, you punish. They sit still, you throw right past their ear. And the market timing? If you move, you do it with enough runway to stack a full install week. Let the depth chart breathe. Reset responsibility in the run game. Bake in the red zone menu. You win transitions by removing surprises. You lose them by asking everybody to become a different player on a Friday. I want you in this with me. If a real offer lands, say, a firm third that can bump to a second based on snaps and touchdowns, do you take it? If the best on the table is a fourth, do you hold, ride the year out, and reassess in the spring? Would you rather build a heavier identity for winter and keep the vet as insurance? Tell me your football plan in the comments, price, usage, and what you call on 1st and 10 the very next Sunday. My honest take at the horn, if the price is true, day 2 value, I make the move. It clarifies who we are, lines up the cap with the on-field roles, and gives the quarterback the kind of tight end he can throw to with his feet, not just his eyes. And I need to say this plainly, this is my read on the situation, and it is speculation. No banner has been hung. But the logic is loud, the timing is right, and the path makes football sense if the return is real.